Bob, boom. There, Joe, you're right on. The camera's over here this time.
It's over here.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at you from a different angle now. Thank you for hello, and welcome to another round of the Boom Boom Room. I'm your host, Ray Mancini, and I'm here with my guy, my new cut man, Joe Danier. Waiting on our guy who just pulled in, my spit bucket man, my other corner man, Viking Jim. But Cat's dragging him in now. So he'll be coming in a few minutes. But anyhow, this is going to be a pretty quick show today. I mean, in a sense that probably about 40 minutes or so. We'll see where we go. Maybe not, maybe more, maybe less. Who knows? Here's look at Vike. Look at him. Walking tall, brother. Walking tall. Buford T. Puss over there. A lot to talk about. Some boxing. A lot of boxing stuff going on. I had a fight this weekend. Hi, people from Youngstown just walking in. Yeah, Vike, my man Vike. Ladies, you gotta know Vike to love him, man. You got to understand him and love him. Vike, all right, man. We not sure that you pulled up.
I'm sorry you had to start without me today, Ray, but I didn't know I was getting screwed out of an hour of my day until 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh, screwed out of an hour of your day.
Yeah, I'm a busy man too.
I know that. I know you is. I know you is.
No, I got here down as quick as I could.
No,
man.
you did. No, we just started. We actually just started, and Joe gave me the rundown with the dent and the Warren Zevon song. You did a good job with that.
Nice. And the headphones are working, and the studio's really getting tuned up. It's good to see you, my friend.
You too, my brother. You too. How's everything?
Everything's good. I got news I got to tell you, but it's private stuff. It's after the show,
okay.
so I'll tell you guys later.
And then I'll tell all of you next show. I'm all over the joint here. Get notes.
What's the notes on today?
But there was a lot of boxing news going on.
I just want to see what you wrote them on real quick, man, because it's something new every week.
Pads,
that's what I'm going to get you for Christmas. I'm going to get you a palette.
I got pads, but I just trying to find them.
I'm sorry, man. I'm busting up your flow.
That's it. We're good. Look, today we're going to talk a lot of boxing, a little philosophy. It's going to be a philosophical show.
That's a beautiful
Joe
thing.
likes that because I see Joe. Joe, you got that show. You got a show. What is it about? It's about driving. Joe's in his car driving, and he's always talking about reaching for your dreams, which I admire.
Yes, I love those videos, man.
I like reaching for your dreams. Go, never shying away from adversity. To reach for the stars. Even if you miss, you're still amongst. You shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you're still amongst the stars. Which I love.
Not shoot the moon, that's different.
That's it. But, so I appreciate that. So we're going to get into some of that philosophical stuff later on in the show. Got a best kept secret and a top five. Top five's a little different. It's boxing top five. But, again, just talked about Triple G just had his press conference. They do it upright, man. They do it upright.
Yeah.
Tom Loeffler and Ronnie DiNicola, they do it upright. At the Palm Restaurant, downtown Los Angeles, they had a lunch.
They ate.
They ate good, and they ate good. The Palm's one of the top restaurants, man. And they do it up. And what I got a kick out of, they gave the menu. It's this, top line stuff. Sirloin, top sirloin, this and that. Dessert, chocolate mousse cake and this and that. And I thought they put VADA free. VADA is the drug enforcement out there, and since that Canelo flunked that, it was a low blow as a shot to the body, bop, boom.
Yeah, that stinks.
So it was I like that. I was very clever of Tom and Ronnie and Triple G and the whole team to do that. I'm gonna find that if I can find that picture up here. I have the picture of it. It's actually very funny. But so they announced the fight. They officially announced the fight. Though we know the fight's been happening. Don't tell me. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I wrote. Oh man. I wrote my stuff on a piece of paper and I left it.
For Christmas, Christmas, you're getting a pallet of legal pads, dude. That's it.
My wife says, "Why don't you just keep it one pad?" I left the main. Okay, but I remember most of it, so that's okay. So here's what it comes down to. They were talking about, Triple G was talking about how it came to, they finally made the fight. Because as you remember, we were talking about last week.
Right.
Triple G was not getting offered a 50-50. So originally, he was offered The very first fight, he took the low end.
Right.
70-30 cut. 70-30. I admire, you know, but he understood. He understands business, which I love. So does his team.
Right.
Of Ron DiNicola and Tom Loeffler. They understand business. Canelo was the bigger name at the time, bigger name. Even though Canelo probably Triple G's a better fighter, but nobody, his profile wasn't as big as Canelo's. We got that. So for the set, but most people thought that Triple G won. So the rematch was set, and you know De La Hoya and his team. You know, I don't know. I don't understand these guys, man. Over at Golden Boy, I understand you got to flex a little bit. I guess you try. You got it. But they tried for him the same deal. Forget that. They knew that was never going to be taken anyway. So they offered him a 65-35 deal, and he accepted it. He originally accepted it. That was what the deal was made. Give him 5% more, accepted it. And of course, then we found out, you know, everything that went on with Canelo, when Canelo, you know, drug tested positive for something in the system, whether it was tainted food or whatever.
It's that Mexican meat. It keeps coming up.
You know, the Mexican meat.
I'm telling you, it ain't the Russians. It ain't the Democrats. It ain't the FBI. It's the Mexican. It's the Mexican meat.
I like that. I will use that. I will use that somewhere. And the Mexican meat. So, and of course, then the fight was canceled because he flunked it again. It's suspended by Nevada Commission. So they won, and so then Triple G said, "Look, man, I'm not going to take 35 now. You're putting the fight off." So they came back with the same offer, and he said, "Forget that." He said, "Look, I beat him. Most people think so. I know I did. I want a 50-50, and I'm not getting off of that 50-50." And so everyone thought he was posturing and posing, but he wasn't. So I guess Golden Boy came back with a 60-40. He said, "No, man. I said 50-50. So finally, from my understanding, they offered him, you know, 42.5%, 47.5 for Canelo, 42.5 for Triple G, and he said no. I'm sorry, 57 and a half for Canelo, 42.5% for Triple G.
But as close as they were going to get to a 50-50.
And he said no, that's it. He said 50-50. I'm going to walk, and he truly intended to walk. Tom Loeffler says he instructed them to say, "Look, 50-50, I'm walking. I'm not going to accept what they want." They pushed the fight back. Because of them, the fight's delayed. The fans aren't going to get what they want. I lost money the first, you know, when I fought that second fight when he fought Vanes Martirosyan. He only got $1 million. He was supposed to be guaranteed 25. Only got guaranteed $1 million. I mean, as a fighter, that's a lot. As an athlete, Mike's over there pissing his pants over here. He's laughing.
No, I was checking the feed and somebody just posted something real funny, but it has to do with what you're talking about. So finish up. Okay, I didn't mean to bust your flow.
No, you did. I gotta keep this. I thought you found it funny too. I found myself funny, but
you're a funny guy. But
yeah, I'm a funny guy.
Our friend Bad Berkowitz says that Oscar's fishnets are too tight, and that Brad is Canelo meat beater cheater.
Meat beater cheater. Wow.
I sure hope I didn't blow that PG rating with that one, but it was too good not to share, Ray.
I got a kick out of that one. Bad Brad Burkhart. You know, Bad Brad. I think he thinks he's a half-ass wise guy, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Forget about it. Hey, Ray, forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm on Bad Brad. Forget about it. Hey, Bad Brad. My brother, I love you. I love your stuff. You're a kid from Canarsie, man. You're a Jewish kid from Canarsie, man. You know, come on now. Brad, you're my guy. But, you know, you come on now.
Yeah,
you know, but just, you know, with the Bad Brad, forget about it and all that. You know, come on now. Come on.
I get from the south side, he ain't from no side, right?
You know, that's all right. But Brad's a good guy. Good guy. I like Brad.
Anyway, didn't mean to bust your
No,
floor.
that's okay. So finally, and Tom Loeffler said, Triple G said, no, principle is more about principle than money. And I admire anybody who's about principle more than money. I really am. Unfortunately, this is a world where money always dictates. People sell their soul for $1.25. and I always said, how much does it take for you to, you know, buy your self-respect? And so Triple G wasn't going to do it. Finally, Tom Loeffler called Eric Gomez, who runs Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Boxing, who's actually the man who runs it.
Okay.
And said to him, said, look, man, you know, he grew up as Oscar De La Hoya's one of his best friends growing up. He's the one Oscar entrusts with the company. And finally, Tom called him and said, look, man, we got to make this work. But you guys got to be fair. We're trying to be fair. It ain't going to work. He ain't getting out 50-50. You got to sweeten the pot a bit. And so Eric Gomez said, okay, let's make it 55-45. And that's, I can't go no more than that. Tom Loeffler, to his credit, Eric Gomez, to his credit, made it, said 55, I'll go up to 45. Tom Loeffler went to Triple G, and Triple G, to his credit, said, okay, I'm happy with that. It ain't the 50-50 I wanted. I could live with that. And everyone thinks, oh, he just did that to posture and pose. And no, you got to make the right deal. You can't sell yourself. You know what your worth is. You got to know what your worth is in a fight game as an athlete. Period. You know, athletes always say, I want this, I want that. Team sports, and the team sports get it. Why? Because the guy sells tickets at the door. The guy, it means extra money. But look, what does LeBron James mean to downtown Cleveland? Ask the restaurants what he means when it's a home game. How the restaurants are filled up, how much more money they're making. That's what you go with. That's the kind of stuff you negotiate with. What he means to the downtown area, to the Cleveland city of Cleveland. So that same thing as a fighter. What does he mean to TV ratings? What's he gonna mean to the networks? What's he bring to the table? He brings quite a bit. He's considered top 3, top 4 pound for pound in the game. And most people thought he won last fight. You can't get the same deal. You got to give me what I earned, what I made my bones, what I've like I said, what I've earned. So, kudos to Eric Gomez for sweetening the pot. Kudos to Tom Loeffler and Triple G for saying, okay, let's make it happen. And so the fight's gonna happen September 15th, and in Las Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena. And I hope this time, and I'm sure this time, the judges that they pick will be judges that has never been on anybody's payroll. No, man, because that...
I know that burns you up, right?
It does, man. You know, there's certain people you know that do business.
Yeah.
And you know, and she was known for doing business. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm just, I mean, that's no secret, so I'm going to say it. So anyhow, fight's made, and like we got a guest today too, so you're gonna like my guest. And
cool.
Anyhow, the fight's made. I'm excited. And Triple G now says he's gonna go and knock out, leave nothing for judges, nothing in the hands of the judges. And Canelo. So now there's bad blood. Before they were kind of cordial to each other. I mean, even though it was a rivalry, they were cordial, respectful. Now they're not even doing press conferences leading up to the fight. They don't need it. Be honest with you, don't need it. Yeah. So you eat up a lot of money that you don't have to.
Yeah, in this day and age, really, you don't really have to do that.
With the social media, you really don't. My man, Brad says, I couldn't agree with you more. Buys on Triple G. He says, you always correct me. Forget about it, Bad Brad. Forget about it. Anyhow, my guy, Bad Brad, kid from Canarsie. I love that.
I kind of want to have a drink with that guy.
So, anyhow, this is what's going on. And so they come to the table. Smart business people prevailed in Triple G, Tom Loeffler, and K2 Promotions. And the fight was made. And Eric Gomez from Golden Boy. And the fight was made. So I admire that. And we finally get the fight everyone wants to see. So congratulations to all for that.
You think you might go?
Pardon me?
You think you might go?
Me?
Yeah.
No, hell no. Best seating for me is in front of TV.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Like, when you're there live, I love meeting the fans. I love meeting the people. But it's just too much.
You don't get to watch the fight. That makes sense.
No, and I love it, you know, and it's not like being there live, but it's just too much. It really is too much. And I've done that bit before. I'm old and tired now.
I'll bring the bourbon. You bring the cigars, and I'll be over.
We'll make it a party. Pay-per-view, man, is the best thing ever happened.
We'll rock it out. See, that it's on my bucket list, though.
No, we will.
You and I have known each other about 3 years, and I still haven't watched a fight with you.
Well,
so that's on my bucket list.
That reminds me, and I think we offered that. If we didn't, we're going to one of my charity events.
Yeah.
The highest bidder. Well, I think I did. And as a matter of fact, We did do it.
Ah,
Good thing I remember.
do it again.
Good thing we don't remember. Maybe we'll do it again just for somebody. But somebody already bought the package, and for that they're gonna watch a pay-per-view fight with me at my place or a place of distinction. So
Oh, how
if
cool.
if place downtown has it, they will be my guests for dinner and the show and the fight. So wherever it's gonna be, my man, whoever won that last package, you will be there with me. And so that's what's going on in the boxing world there. Now, here's a lot of there's a lot of good fights coming up. Let's talk about the fights this weekend. The fights this weekend. Now, this is the stuff I wrote down that I can't. Earl Spence, who we talked about, won. He beat Ocampo. I'm screwed up. But I realized when I went back and looked at how many names I screwed up. Oh God. Anyhow, it's really like a Seinfeld episode. This show.
Yeah.
Because I messed up all the names and the names I said fought somebody. They actually didn't fight them. They fought somebody else. But you know, you gotta follow with me. You gotta stay with me, folks. You gotta, you know.
It all comes full circle,
Yeah.
man. This is
I wrote these notes.
stream of consciousness, Ray.
And I was.
Hey,
Yeah.
real quick, wait, Ray, I gotta get this one in here. Marianne Salupo.
Yes.
She says her and Mama are watching right now.
Oh,
She said, please say hi to Mama. She's watching you and is crying.
Mrs. Monastero, how are you? You are a wonderful, wonderful lady. My friend Marianne Monastero Salupo.
There you go.
Get it right. Let's
Okay,
get it.
I was only gonna try part of it. You know, I'm the one that mangles the
but you
Italian.
got it right. And I appreciate that. Marianne's been a very old friend from New Jersey, and such a lovely, lovely woman, and her mom's the best. And I see your mom. I see your grandkids on you know, Michael Anthony and Travis. I see them on Facebook and everything. So anyhow.
And Mark Anthony says hello, too.
Mark Anthony, my man Mark. Oh, no, I said Michael Anthony. I said Mark Anthony and Travis Anthony. Am I right about that? Yeah. Is it Travis? No, it's Travis Anthony.
I triggered the name thing again.
Mark Anthony and Travis Anthony or Anthony Travis. I scripted it. This I can't.
We're gonna
But you don't understand who I know. Your grandkids, lovely, lovely guys. Okay,
See,
I can't-
we got to get that bass riff from Seinfeld, and every time that happens, there's
my mind's all over the joint now, or else I'm pretty good with names. I am good with names usually, but I just killed that.
Mark says tisk tisk.
Help me out, Mark. Is it Travis Anthony or Anthony Travis? Travis Anthony.
Travis Michael.
Travis Michael.
Travis Michael.
So it's Mark Anthony, Travis Michael. Oh man! All right, there we go.
I think you had it right like about
Mark
a minute and a half
Anthony,
ago.
Travis Michael. All right.
There you go, but
my
you're good.
brothers, my New Jersey brethren, I appreciate that.
You know, it's a good thing for you. You're not Slovak. You'd be having a hell of a time right now.
I normally would say like my father used to say, I had over 100 fights. What's your excuse? People will laugh. I told you that.
Yeah.
But if I say, oh man, you gotta give me a pass. I had over 70 fights. What's your excuse? People go, I understand.
I know
That's a joke, man.
I know what my excuse is.
Ooh, too much little birdage, man. Too much little birdage in the 60s and 70s, my man.
Yeah, but I ain't got glaucoma.
No, my man. Anyhow, so Mama Monastero, and you and Mary and Mark Anthony and Travis Michael, keep watching. It gets better as we go along.
And spread the word. Share it with all your friends.
Share love, man. We need listeners. We need watchers. We need help. Now we're doing all right. Actually, we're doing pretty good, huh? The ratings.
4,000.
We've been going up.
4,000.
You know what? Our first show was like 32 people.
Yeah.
You know, we did it on and this. So we're rising. We're rising and climbing. And hopefully it's getting more interesting. People going. Hopefully it's getting more interesting. Anyhow, so.
Hey, the set's a lot better.
It is. That's for sure. That's for sure. No, my notes. This part of the show, my notes are at home. But so again, Earl Spence considered by many the number one fighter, pound for pound. Dismantled Campio in one round, as he was expected to win. But body shot. Here's the thing. He hit him with a body shot. It was a vicious body shot. Here's what I don't get with fighters. Fighters, man, how many guys? Even Linares went down with a body shot. I get it. Look, I'm a fighter. I dropped all the guys with body shot, knocked guys out with body shots. But you got it on a block, lean over a block with the elbows. I got hit with a lot of body shots where I thought I got hit with a shot that was coming out my back. You know, I was tasting yesterday's meal.
Was that my kidney?
Yeah, exactly. But you know, you just fight through it. You get through it. Some of them shots can paralyze you. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But you got it on a block. And I just, for guys who are champions that get knocked out with body shots or contenders going, that's usually on the way up. You knock guys out, ordinary fighters that get hit with body shots that aren't. But now when you're at that point, the contender and the champion, get dropped with a body shot, taken on. It happens. Don't get me wrong. It can happen to anybody. So it can happen to anybody. Just a surprise. That's all. So Spence wanted to fight more. I heard him on the show. He was on ESPN this morning. Get out, you know, and he was talking about how we should have went on faster. But he's a big favorite down there in Texas, and so the fight they're talking about with him is fights that. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give it a top 5. I'm gonna do my top 5 now, but it's actually a top 10. So there we go. It's actually a top 10 list today. So I want fights that people want to see, fights that I want to see. But these are fights that have been talked about. Very possible, not just dream fights, actually fights that can be made.
But as a sidebar, we should probably just start doing 10. You've been doing 10 more often than not.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I keep saying top 5, and it winds up being 7,
That's
8,
because
10,
we were so worried about the old format. Now we got all the time in the world.
That's
Do
true.
your
My
thing,
man,
brother.
right.
Do your thing.
You're right, brother. You're right. So, so here we go. Let's just get to it now. The top 10 fights that I want to see, and a lot of people in general want to see from everything I read here. Number 1, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. That's the number 1 fight. Everyone's talking about that. That could be like the Leonard Hearns of today. So, but Spence, and this is what I'm talking about. Here we are. This is June of 2018, and he said he don't think it's going to happen until maybe 2020.
Wow.
How does that work, man?
That's like planning a vacation. That's not like planning a fight.
No. If you want it bad enough, tell your promoter. Now, Errol Spence is handled by Al Heyman. Terrence Crawford is handled by Bob Arum. Bob Arum and Al Heyman work together all the time. Bob Arum, believe me, you heard me say it last week, believe me, he's the best promoter for 50 years for a reason.
Yeah.
Bob knows when to compromise. Bob knows how to make deals. He'll deal with anybody. He's dealt with everybody and anybody. He don't let personal matters get involved. He really doesn't. He's the smartest promoter. He lets personal matters be by the wayside. He doesn't hold grudges, and he'll do what's best for the public and for the fighter. So, I don't understand why Earl Spence saying it won't happen in 2000. Earl, I hope you're wrong, my friend. I hope it happens within a year. But certainly, let's get talking about now. Why not happen at the beginning of next year? Why not of March, April of next year? So that's 6 months away, or 8 months away.
That's
Whatever.
plenty of time.
Yeah. So, but Spence Crawford, again, Spence is by Al Heyman and Premier Boxing. That's the company, and Crawford's by Top Rank, so hopefully that'll be made. Look, the fight we just talked about, Triple G and Canelo, that's the other fight that's happening September 15th. The other fight they've been talking about lately, we've talked about it, it's going to happen. Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. One fight that's been talked about, hasn't been made yet, but I want to see it. This is the fight. Is Vasily Lomachenko fighting Mikey Garcia for the 135 Lomachenko's title. Garcia says he can get down. He says he can get down. So let's see it happen. Let's see it happen.
I've got to go on board with the Ukrainian in that case just because of my wife's family ties.
There you go. There you go. And Lomachenko right now. But Mikey Garcia is a bad man. So that should be a great fight. I'd like to see it happen. Number 5 is a fight that not everyone knows of these guys, but top junior middleweights. Jared Hurd and Jermell Charlo. There's the twins, Jermell and Jamal. This is Jermell Charlo. That's a fight, man. Jared Hurd and Jermell Charlo would be a terrific fight. So I'd love to see that. And I think both of them handled by Al Heyman at Premier Boxing Champions. So I hope that fight can be made. Number 6, Jared Hurd again versus the Mexican Jaime Manguia. I hope I didn't kill that name, but Jaime Manguia. Right. So Jared Hurd, there's 2 fights I'd like to see because this kid Jared Hurd is a puncher, man. He's a tough. I was
going to ask you about him. Tell me a little bit about him.
Good banger. Good guy comes forward, puts up action-packed, fan-friendly. But him and Jaime Mangua, I'm killing his name, Joe.
Sorry.
Munguia.
Manguia.
Now, you have to say each syllable and each verb.
What the
vowel.
hell do I know?
So
It's not German. What do I know?
Manguia. That's where I'm going, folks. Manguia. Anyhow.
I think you're good, Ray.
Okay, number 7, I'd like to see Ray Beltran. Raimundo Beltran, good friend of mine, who has the a version of the of the lightweight championship. I think it's the WBO. I think it is. But Ray, you're a terrific fighter, and you deserve to be champion for a long time. I'm not sure if I get the belt right. Just too many of those. But WBO, I think. Raimundo Beltran fighting Jorge Linares. Jorge Linares just got stopped by Lomachenko, but I think he should fight my friend Raimundo Beltran for his title. That would be a war. Another great fight for fight fans and fan friendly. So that's number 7. Number 8, I'd love to see Leo Santa Cruz and Oscar Valdez fight for the 126-pound featherweight championship. Leo Santa Cruz just beat Abner Mares again 2 weeks ago. Oscar Valdez is on a climb. He's undefeated. Former Mexican Olympian. Both, Santa Cruz lives here now. Valdez still lives in Mexico. But man, it'd be a war. It'd be a great, great fight. So that's one I hope they make in the future. The other one is, I'm going to kill this name too, is the guy from Thailand who beat Chocolatito Gonzalez. Is Sri... I'm going to kill this name, man. Sri Asket Runzava.
I'm trying to find it, Ray. I'm trying to help you out, brother.
Sri Asket Runzgava. Anyhow, it's something like that. There's 9 vowels, 9 consonants in a row.
Wait a minute. What was the division again?
But that would be at 115. Now he's at what they call junior bantamweight or super flyweight, 115. But I'd like to see him fight Naoya Inoue from Japan.
Oh, we talked about
Inoue from Japan, who's at the 118-pound champion, so it's 3 pounds.
Have we talked about him before?
Oh yeah, well, it is a bad man. That fight, Inoue and Ranzgoof, and the kid from Thailand, I can't say that. It would be a war, and it would be a great, great fight. And because they're talking about Inoue fighting Chocolatito, and then he got beat by the Thailander. So now let's make that fight. That'd be number 9. And number 10 is a kid that just won a title last weekend, promoted by Thompson Promotions. Ken Thompson's a lovely guy, man, really good guy. He built up my friend Tim. My man Tim Bradley. I just, from out Joko, Jeff Joko. I know his name the whole time. He's the one who built Tim Bradley up, and then to eventually signed with Top Rank, and got, but Thompson Promotions got him his first world title. So Ken Thompson, Thompson Promotions, they got another champion, Danny Romano, Danny Roman. See, again, the names, man, they throw me out. Danny Roman, Danny Romano, same thing. If it was Italian, it'd be Romano.
That's what I'm saying. So you really didn't technically make a mistake.
Mexican, but he's Mexican, so Roman.
Well, okay.
Danny Roman versus Isaac Dogbe. Now, Isaac Dogbe, we saw on TV a couple weeks ago on ESPN, and when he won by knockout of Jesse Magdaleno. So Jesse Magdaleno. So this Isaac Dogbe can fight. Him and Danny Roman would be a war. So that would be the top 10 fights. Again, Spence Crawford, Triple G Canelo, Wilder Joshua, Loma versus Garcia, Jarrett Hurd, Jermell Charlo, Jarrett Hurd, Jaime Munguia, Ray Beltran versus Jorge Linares, Leo Santa Cruz, Oscar Valdez, the kid from Thailand fighting the kid from Japan, I killed her name, and Danny Roman versus Isaac Dogbe. Those are 10 fights I like to see happen. I think those are 10 fights that would be great for great fit. They'd be all fan-friendly fights and great for boxing. So let's see if they can make any of those happen. Some of them happen, or none of them happen, or most of them happen. That's that one. But today, you know, we were talking about a couple things. Oh, you're talking about Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez, how about this? I just found Oscar Valdez just started training again last Wednesday. When he fought March 10th. I believe the fight was March 10th at the Step Up Center in Carson, California, outside of LA. He fought Scott Quigg from England, from the UK. I don't know if Scott is English or he's from or Irish, but from the UK. And he won on all the unanimous, 118 to 110, 117 to 111, and other 2 cards. But he suffered a broken jaw. Even in victory, he suffered a broken jaw. Now, it reminded me of my father. My father's first fight when he went to New York. He went to New York, and first fight, you know, trying to make his bones in New York, and they're showcasing him in New York. And his first fight in New York, he broke his jaw. And he won the fight, but he came back home, and 6 months later, before he could go back. And they didn't think he was going to come back. But sure enough, my father fought a guy named Charlie Very. Charlie Very broke my father's jaw, good puncher. And anyhow, my father came back 6 months, went back, and on his climb to the #1 contender in the world. So Oscar Valdez is back in training. So you got to remember, anybody, he fought for a broken jaw for more than half the fight. That's admirable. People don't understand.
That's crazy.
People don't understand how painful a broken jaw can be. Now, I never had one, thank God. But anything broken, especially in but I've talked to my father, talked to me how painful it is. You're swallowing your own blood. Their blood rises up in your mouth, and you're swallowing your own blood. Don't know what to do with it, and you can't move your jaw. All you can do is kind of grit your teeth. So he was on a liquid diet, milkshakes, bananas, all soft foods, like a baby. And finally, when he opened, they said took the wiring out, and he had a hard time opening his mouth
because his jaw atrophied.
Yeah, so, but he's back in good shape. But I just imagine, you'd fight half a fight, title fight, with a guy who breaks your jaw, man.
That's guts.
Tremendous courage. So that's why I said about Oscar Valdez fighting Leo Santa Cruz, it would be a war. It'd be a great fight. But going on to the philosophical thread.
This is my favorite part. Do you want to sit by the microphone?
No. My man Joe, because you do a show. What do you call it? Is it a fruit? Is there a name in the show? You just
no name.
No name.
There's no name.
That's the name. No name.
No name.
No name. It's like what is it about? It's about nothing. We'll call it the Seinfeld show.
All right.
The new Seinfeld show with Joe.
It's
Joe
usually
Danielle.
early in the morning.
So Joe does a thing where he's doing a drive-by, and he's talking about philosophy, and then he's cussing out people, cutting them off and traffic. Hey, good. And then he gets back to philosophical. Namaste.
Deep breath, a Hail Mary, and keep driving.
Okay. Before we get to the philosophical stuff, a couple things I wrote down. Just was reading one more boxing thing, folks. One more, I'm going to be jumping around, but I'm back to boxing. I was just saw it on one of the boxing sites. They call it by Dream Fight. So this is a dream fight. I thought it was interesting. James Toney, who I think was one of the best middleweights of all time. Really.
Yeah, I haven't thought of him in a long time.
James Toney. When he was a middleweight, James all went up to heavyweight to fight because he kept eating himself out of the division. But my brother was a middleweight. He was a headache for everybody. Fighting B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins, in a dream fight. If they ever fought, what would happen? I said, first of all, I think it'd be a stinking fight. I think it's the cure for insomnia. I really do. Nobody's going to get, both guys are counterpunchers, basically. James Toney was a counterpuncher of the top kind. B-Hop, same thing. But if this fight ever happened, I think James Toney would have won. James Toney, man, you have to be a fighter to appreciate his technique, his skills level. Me and Eddie O'Neill argue about him all the time. He thought that he names off like 10 guys from 1940s and 50s he thought could have beat James Toney. I said, Eddie, not in this lifetime. Not in this lifetime. This kid was special. He beat Mike McCollum. Mike McCollum, again, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest, maybe top 5, maybe top 3 junior middleweights of all time. Went up to 160 and beat a lot of top guys at 160. But he fought James Toney, and James Toney just too much. Out-hustling.
You need to tell Edward to quit being so old-fashioned.
Yeah, it's got to get, but look, in many ways I am too, and my father certainly was, so I understand that. They think they're old fighters because they knew their skill level was was so higher, so much higher. Their boxing knowledge, their boxing IQ was so much higher than the fighters nowadays. There's no dispute about that.
Yeah.
But the athletes are better athletes. The fighters are better athletes now, stronger.
You could probably say that about just about any professional sport, really.
Probably think it's about baseball because
Yeah.
you ain't gotta be you ain't gotta
Yeah,
be an athlete to be a baseball player. And I say that in all respect. I was a baseball player. I know how it works. They ain't, they work out hard. Don't get me wrong, they work out to get in shape, but running, all they do is running from home plate to first base, and that's 30 yards. And if they got to go around all the way around, it's like. That's like 90 feet, 120 feet. Yeah, I mean, what was that? 120 feet to 3, that's 40 yards.
Yep.
So 90 feet, 30 feet is 30 yards. 30, 60, 90, 120 yards. Okay. So if you go around, like the kid last night from the Mets, hit
Right.
inside the park home run. Inside the park home run. Want to hit the regular shot, he had two home runs. First one, he took it long and far deep. The second one, first one hit off the wall and he ran it out, and and I'm dying after, but 120 yards, but this, in a diamond shape. But that's as far as you got to run on the field, run off the field. That's basically as far as you run.
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of standing around in baseball, I've noticed.
a lot of picking yourself, So I don't, I love that. I love playing baseball. And they're great athletes. Don't get me wrong. I'm joking. Yeah, I think back in the days, when with Babe Ruth days, when they drank beer and eat hot dogs and went play and
Right.
bang out, how many dingers he would hit. So I mean, not in baseball, but now it wasn't that long ago. 86 Mets. They're doing a pin of the team on the line, and here's my man Keith Hernandez
With cigarettes.
smoking a cigarette. Oh man.
There's a famous photograph of Lenny Dawson of the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl, would have been Super Bowl 4 against the Vikings, sitting on the sidelines with a cigarette and a beer.
Well, and there's another, I did a golf draft show with last year. We had to get out of the car we stopped, so they got out to smoke, and he did it when he was the career. It was Freddie Bolitnikoff.
Yeah.
Freddie Bolitnikoff. Freddie Bolitnikoff was, he was known because he used to smoking a cigarette on the sidelines. A lot of guys did. They didn't look at it as a health problem. They needed a stress release.
But at the same time, those guys weren't the super jocks that we have today.
No.
Different
They were
kind of
great
athlete,
athletes,
different
great
animal.
players, Hall of Famers, but
If a guy from the modern era hit one of those guys, you'd probably break him in half.
Well, Freddie Bolitnikoff was as great as you get.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but the point being is just a lot of them guys. So anyway.
Yeah.
So I've joked. Baseball players, great, terrific athletes, great athletes. No, I'm teasing. Come on, man. I love them guys. But anyway, so where are we going here? Where are we going with this? Oh, so James Toney and Bernard Hopkins in a dream match. I would think James Toney would decision him, not knock him out, decision him. But I think it would be a boring fight personally because neither guys got to take the initiative. Both counter punchers. Somebody's got to take the initiative. I think James Toney would probably press a little bit more and win a decision. So there you go. So also, we got Vike, we're over there. We're in the new studio, ladies and gentlemen.
This is so much
over
nicer.
there, if you see right over there, see where I'm watching my finger. There's up there famous inventors and famous scientists. Joe Danier gets on to get enthused and motivated, and it's great. I like three names.
I tell Joe very often that he either needs to start a cult or a religion, because this guy is a very motivational dude.
Very deep.
He's
very
a deep cat.
Very deep.
Thank you.
A little too deep for me. Anyhow, now, so
I'll take
there.
notes.
So one of the guys on there was a guy I heard about all the time, Enrico Fermi. Now, how does Enrico Fermi get famous?
Not sure.
I'm going to tell you how.
Let's do it.
Godfather 2.
All right.
The congressman or senator, and I can't think of the senator's name. Anybody knows? Maybe Mark Anthony or Travis Michael will remember. Mark Anthony, you might remember. Marianne, Mom, you watched that movie a few times. The senator that got jammed up, he didn't care for Corleone family. He told them so, and then later on, basically needed them, So the senator and talks when they're in the courtroom. And when Michael Corleone's got him stays, in front of the the Congress, you know, and
Oh, yeah, they're doing the congressional hearings, yeah.
Congressional hearing, and they're grilling him about his family ties and what his family's business is, and what's his name gets up there, the congressman gets up there. I have to go out early, he says, I have to leave early, he says, but I just like to say, I've known the Corleone family for many years, and we goes, and from the years, he says, from Christopher Columbus to Enrico Fermi to now. Yeah, he goes through this whole monologue. And people say, who's Enrico Fermi? So I had heard who Enrico Fermi was through the years because, of course, in school, you know, you hear about the great, in science class, you had great scientists and historians in the history class. But so if anybody's ever wondered who Enrico Fermi was an Italian nuclear physicist.
Yep.
Yeah, the great Italian nuclear physicist. That's who Enrico Fermi, that our friend, the senator. I can't think of his name. I got to think of his name.
But that's who he was referencing.
Yeah,
Fermi was part of the Manhattan Project.
There we go, my man Vike. But that's what we're talking about, great Italian American. Even though Fermi was born in Italy, but he came to America, Enrico Fermi. That's who he was. Okay, so now.
You know who my favorite Italian American is, Ray? You.
My man. That's why I give it a Q. Give it a Q. So we're gonna. Joe walked out on this. Joe just walked out. We're gonna get into the philosophical stuff because, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get a little bit today. The camera over here. The camera's over here. The camera.
It was over here at the old joint, right?
Yeah. And the camera's here, and then the screen's right behind, so I can actually see myself. And I gotta keep looking to see.
Are people getting used to you yet?
Because I don't know. I'm not looking.
Yo, you look great, man. You look great.
There you go. All right. Anyhow.
Are you getting used to the people walking by, or are they getting used to you?
Is that who I think it is? Is that the little guy? Is that the little guy?
I think I saw that guy in a picture
I'm
once.
actually going to a concert tonight, Mike.
Where are you going to see?
I'm going to go see John Fogerty.
Oh, I forgot that was tonight.
Tonight and ZZ Top.
Wow.
ZZ Top opens for Fogerty, I believe.
Yeah, that's the way it ought to be. I mean, all respect to ZZ Top, and in all honesty, man.
You know, he was bad with CCR, man. He was with CCR.
He'd be doing all those old classics, man.
Oh, yeah, I hope so, too. You know, my favorite song, Centerfield. When he went on solo.
Yeah.
You know, Centerfield. I can't remember.
That's an American classic, baby. It's an American classic.
So anyhow, that's why I'm hurrying up, folks, because I got to meet people for dinner in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. My bride's supposed to come down.
But you're right. And tell her I said hello.
Well, she's gonna come here. You'll see her. I'm gonna meet her here. She's gonna park here, and then we're gonna do. You know, leave one car here. We're gonna go and come back.
All right. Got it all planned out, man.
I had to wait for you to get the philosophical stuff.
All right, good.
So Joe returned. Okay, here we go. Now this is interesting. Just for, and I mean, now I'm gonna try to get on a serious note. Try. All right. You know, we always talk about motivation. You know, like Joe, you talk about it. I talk about it all the time. You know, I tell people, as I did when I just did the commencement speech a couple weeks ago to our local high school here, Poland High School. Don't have a backup plan. No backup plan. No a fallback plan. Do not have one. Now, again, I told you, counselors hate that, parents hate to hear that. And I said, no, because if you have a fallback plan, you're going to fall back. If you have a backup plan, you're going to leave room for backing up. When you have a fallback or backup plan, you leave room for error because you're leaving that 1%, 2%, whatever percent of doubt. That if I don't achieve here, I'm going to go here. If I don't do this, I'll do that. And I told people, and I said, have no backup. I had none when I went to New York. I'm just saying I didn't. There was no backup, but no fallback. I wasn't coming home unless I was a success. I was not coming back unless I was on the road to success, and I wanted to see my family. And I see that all the time because it's the truth. That's how I felt at that time. And if you know, I always said, fear of failure is a hell of a motivator. You know, fear of failure is a hell of a motivator. And even though I failed my first title shot against Alexa Arguello, even though I failed, that fight taught me more than all my other 20 wins. And after that fight, I won. Oh, Joey I says, when are you going to call me?
So I'm going to give him a call right now. I'll wait.
Okay, we actually got to call her. My bad. Joey I, my guy. We got a good friend of mine online, and my guy, I forgot. Oh, my God. Here you go. Okay. Up there. Good friend of mine, Joey I, cut man from Philadelphia. Good friend of mine. He's going to call in. We're going to get him on. Funny guy. But before we do, we're gonna get. She's gonna say this about this. These are great inventors and people in our history, entertainers, people in our history. Is he gonna call you? You gonna get them?
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
As soon as that pops
When
up.
to have succeeded, and I'm gonna give you their names and who they were. Succeeded though they failed the first time. I failed the first time, and I came back, won the title a couple fights later. So I didn't think it's discouraged. And I tell people all the time about the fallback plan. I have a friend of mine, I think I told the story last time, I'm going to tell it again for any new listeners. I had a friend of mine who was in the military, wanted to be a fighter pilot. From day one, we went to school from day one. He's the only other person I knew who knew from day one what he wanted to be. I wanted to be a fighter, he wanted to be in the military. I read books about Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis. He's reading books about General Grant, General Lee, General Custer, you know,
Military history, man.
military. Nobody knew more than him. He went. So I see him one day walking up the street, walking by himself out of nowhere. And his name was a friend of mine. I hope you don't mind. I don't think he would mind. I tell a story. His name was Ed, but we call him Otto. And I see him walking. He's got, and he looked like he lost his, best friend. I said, Otto. I pulled over the car. I said, what are you doing? And I can see he's all set. He comes over. He says, Ray. He says, my dreams have lost today. I said, what? Is he calling yet?
He is.
Okay, tell him. Hold on, 1 second, Joe.
Okay.
Could I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll talk.
The ears on.
Joey. Joey I.
Yo.
Joey, hold on 1 second, bro. I'm telling the story here, and I want you to hear it while I tell it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we'll keep up. So, ladies and gentlemen, so my guy, his name's Otto. He's like, I could see that he's been crying. And I said, Otto, what happened? And he said, boom, I just found out today that I can't be a fighter pilot. And now this is what they said, other than myself, it's the only other kid I knew that wanted to know what he wanted to do since day one. I was heartbroken for him. He was crushed.
That's a shame.
So I told him, let's go get something to eat. And we talked. The reason I'm telling you the story is this is what this kid wanted. And he found out because he had to wear glasses. He found out his eyes weren't what they thought they were. He had to wear glasses. And so he couldn't be a fighter pilot. So what did he do? He turned around and became one of the top intel guys for our government. He was one of the top intel guys when we were for Desert Storm, the fight in Iraq, Afghanistan. He was over there on the ground giving intel to our guys. So what I'm saying, there's no such thing as backing up, falling back. Have a fallback plan, no backup plan. Failure is not an option. You figure it out. And that was the message I was giving to this class. Mm-hmm. Do not have a fallback plan. Do not have a backup plan, because if you do, you'll fall back and back up. You leave room for doubt. And what you want when you want to succeed out of high school, you got to think you're going to take on the world. You got to leave no room for doubt. And so if you have a backup plan or fallback, you leave room for doubt. And I just said to these kids, if you don't have a fallback plan and something it doesn't go the way you'd want, I have belief in you. You'll figure it out. I have belief in my own children. I give 3 examples of my own children. The things didn't go away that they had. Plan A didn't happen. So they figured it out at that moment. You'll figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll figure it out at that moment what you want to do. Believe me, I believe these kids have enough intelligence and that herewithal to figure it out. So that's what you do. So that's the story. That's my motive. That's what I told the class. And I have a lot of kids I ran into who were there, who I spoke to, who were in the graduating class, said, hey, you spoke at my commencement, and I want to tell you, I really loved the speech, and I really love your message, and I have no fault, but I'm not going to have one now. I had one, but I'm not now because failure is not an option. So I love the fact that these kids got it. So there you go. Joe, okay, now to my guest. Joey I, my guy. This is what I call him. Joey I, that's I-E-Y-E. E-Y-E. That not Joey I, the letter Joey I, E-Y, because Joey's my guy. So Joey's a top cut man in the business, one top cut man, most sought after cut man in the boxing business. And Joey was a former fighter, of course, throughout the Philadelphia, New Jersey area. He's a Philadelphia guy, and lovely family, beautiful family. Joey, how many kids you got? 3, right? 3?
I got 4.
Four. God bless you. You have 2 boys and a daughter and 2 girls, or 3 and 1?
No, I got 3 boys and a girl.
Yeah, there you go.
And a girl.
And Joey, just tell the people, who are some of the top fighters you've worked with through the years as a cut man?
Over the years, I've worked with Ivan Robinson, who fought Gaddy twice,
Right, yeah.
and Chavez.
Lightweight.
I had Bruce Seldon, Tim Witherspoon,
Former
Jack
amateur.
Frazier, Gabriel Rosado, Hank Lundy. You know,
All the-
it just goes.
All
yeah,
the top
yeah.
fighters out of Philly. All the top fighters out of Philly, right?
Yeah.
And that's great, man. And Joe, you know, and I tell people, plus Joey's been in a plethora of movies. Some of the movies you just finished. Didn't you just finish the new what was it, Creed 2?
Right. Yeah, I did some technical stuff for that, for the Creed 2 movie, and in Creed, the first Creed, I played myself actually in it, and I was a technical advisor, a choreographer for it. All the real fighters and trainers and referees you see in there, I handpicked them and put them in the movie.
Oh, beautiful. They allow you to do that. That's great. Well, you got man.
Yeah. Well, the casting was like looking for the right people, and I said, tell me what you want. You know, you need a tall black guy, you need a short Italian guy, you need this, whatever you need. You know, you need a referee, what color, what race, whatever. And I gave them exactly what they wanted, and you know, they were happy as hell. I made their job easy.
Yeah,
you know?
you did. That's right.
Yeah, and,
What-
yeah. For me, yeah, boxing and movies have like all came together at one. I was actually got a chance, to be in the second Rocky movie, in Rocky 2. I'm the first little kid that gets to the top of the stairs that ran with him.
Oh, is that right? How come I'm just finding this out? How come I didn't
Yeah.
notice? How come I didn't notice?
I don't know. Maybe we
You might have
left
told
so
me.
many Things, I don't know.
I'm not.
I
Joey,
told you
no
a
respect.
million times.
You might have told me. I don't pay attention to half things you say, so you might have told me.
Yeah,
but
you sound like everybody else.
Yeah.
Nobody pays attention
Yeah.
to what my dumb ass says.
hey, but oh man. I mean, what other movies, Joey? I know you've done
in
other
that
movies.
one, and he inspired me, to want to go out. The next day, I made my father take me to the gym. I was 10 years old and became a fighter, and I never looked back, and then 30-some years later, they were calling me to play myself to help them out in the movies, which was a huge honor.
It is, of course. Hey, the fact, look, most guys don't want to play themselves, but the fact that a fighter, or not a fighter, a cut man who's known for in the boxing world, but being in so many fighters' corners and that's being known as that's a privilege because the fact that you're a craft, you're a craft, you made a name from your craft,
like yourself.
right?
Yeah.
You've made a craft out of. You've made a name for yourself from learning your craft and doing it so well, and that's a great thing. What are the movies?
I was on The Sopranos a couple times. I've been in Analyze This.
There you go.
I was in. I've been in a bunch of movies, to be honest. I was in 4 of the Rocky movies. I do a lot of obvious, like the small independent movies.
Yeah.
I'm always playing a gangster. I just finished one.
No, I don't believe that.
Just
I don't
came
believe
out.
that.
I played a guy named Bobby Pajamas.
Bobby
I'll put
Pajamas.
You to sleep, yeah.
Well,
And then I just
what's the name of
did
wait?
another one.
What's the name of that movie with Bobby Pajamas? What's the name of that movie?
That was called Without You. It's about the music business. And then I just did one called Chase Street. It's about in New Jersey, in Camden, the real rough area. But I play a mob guy they call Chop because I carry around a hatchet and I chop your fingers off. So, I'm like the Italian machete. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Now, let me tell you about my friend Joey. Now, Joey, tell us that you were actually born in Italy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But you were adopted?
I was born in Palermo, Sicily.
My message, Siciliana
My
Buddha.
mother was
Siciliana
very,
Buddha.
very young, and they shipped me over here, and my family who adopted me knew of it. And, I spent a little time in an orphanage, and then they were legally adopted me. And, I was raised here by a great family. My father who raised me as he was his own kid.
Well, you are. You are.
Yeah.
You're the only thing, the blood in your blood is not the only thing that you don't care their blood, but
it's
everything
not-
else. They're their
it's not-
parents.
yeah.
And that's,
it's not who spit you out.
That's
it's
right.
who raised you.
Who raised you,
and
that's
gave
right.
You,
Yeah.
And it was funny because I just left I was enshrined. It's weird because I'm still alive, but I was enshrined into the Philadelphia Italian Immigrant Museum in Philadelphia.
well, Philadelphia,
And
Philadelphia Italian, I got it. Philadelphia Immigrant.
Immigrant Museum,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
How'd that go for you?
And it was great. I went there and they've got all this stuff of mine, and they enshrined it all. And they had a pair of my old boxing gloves, some trunks I had that had an Italian flag on it, and stuff from me working corners and pictures they came up with. And it was really it was touching. I had some of my family there, and it was really cool.
Now, Joe, you deserve that, man. I'm very happy for you. But here's the funny thing. It must have been exciting. It really must have been exciting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's an honor.
It is. No, there's no dispute about that. It is an honor and it is an exciting. Here's how exciting it was. I called Joey. He picked up the phone. I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm being honored at the Philadelphia, museum that he just talked about.
Yeah.
Immigration museum." I go, "Well, when is it going?" He goes, "It's going on now." I said, "Sure, you be listening?" He goes, "I got tired." That's how exciting it was, right, Joe?
Hey. That's it. Yeah, well, it was, but still, it's more of an honor to get a call from the great Boo Boo Man.
My man, my man.
In my speech,
my
what
man.
I'm talking about, I drummed you up. I mentioned your name and showed a picture of you that I had put at that museum. And,
oh yeah, he did. He told me. He said.
And 2 seconds later, my phone's ringing. I stopped everybody and I said, "Look at this, Boom Boom Mancini calling me right now." I said, "I have to take it."
Oh, that's funny.
It was like karma.
That's
you know
funny.
what I mean?
Oh man, kismet, man, kismet.
That's too good not to pass up.
Hey, Joe, I'm gonna tell you. Now, I know you're a Philly boy, but you were in Camden. Is that far, right? Now, I got friends of mine. My friend Marianne Monastero Salupo, Mama Monastero, Travis Michael, Mark Anthony, all Jersey people watching, listening to it right now, listening to my man Joey I. Hey, if you ever see a fight, or if you ever go down to Philadelphia, you're in Atlantic City, or you ever see any fights, Joey I, my guy, you gotta say hello. You gotta say hello. Okay, so I'm just telling you. Anybody from there.
When people come, and they want to, get in touch with the people who really are working the fight. It's great to talk with real fans who come to the fight.
Of course.
I love, and especially if someone's from Philly or Jersey, it's great to, I would never turn anybody away to talk with them.
No, here's the funny thing. Now, how about this? Before the Super Bowl, I get a text from a guy. He said, "I met you through Joey I." He said, me and my son are driving to the Super Bowl. He said, "We'd like to stop in Youngstown and have lunch with you if it's possible." Text guy back, "Yeah, why not? Sure. Friend of Joey's, friend of mine, sure, why not?"
Yeah.
The guy stopped, and so I started to take a picture. I said to Joey, I goes, "What Ken, right? Kenny, right? His first name is Ken? Tommy. I'm sorry, Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy, right. And I said, "Joe, you know this guy?" That's my buddy Tommy. How did you get that back?" I said, "He's here with me having lunch." But he got in touch with me because of Joey. How about that?
Yes,
wow. So now he went on. He went to the Super Bowl with his son, with the beautiful young man. It was a great day, great trip, father and son road trip. You can't beat that, man. Every father looks forward to that. And you guys did it. You guys did it. So what was Philadelphia like after the Super Bowl, Joe?
Oh my God, it was on fire.
Literally, right?
Literally. I mean, it was from Philly, Jersey, Delaware, anywhere around. I mean, everybody was going ape shit. They went crazy. People, I don't think most people went to work for a week. And then during that week, they had a giant parade, and I mean, the whole city shut down, and it was incredible. I mean, it hasn't happened for us ever that we won the Super Bowl, so it was like huge, and it was very deserving of them, and because they're fighters. They weren't given a chance early in the season, and I mean they proved everybody wrong. Even myself, I kept going, nah, they'll be lucky if they get to the playoffs. First game in the playoffs, they'll be lucky, and I even doubted it, But it was great to see that happen.
Well,
I was so shocked, and they ran through them at the Super. They ran through New England. It was incredible. Loved it.
I want to make sure that he knows there's a Vikings fan in the room. Thank you.
My man, Viking Jim. It's Viking Jim.
No, they broke my heart, but good for you guys, man.
Look, come on. I like the Vikings a little. I like Fran Tarkenton. All
Hey,
right?
hey, God bless you, boys, man. You got a good one.
Hey, Joe, let me ask you something. It's got to be interesting. Camp's got to be interesting now with Carson Wentz coming back. But, how can you do it, Nick Holtz? Nick Foles.
Nick lives right around the corner from me.
He seems like a real stand-up kid. He seems like just a nice guy.
You wouldn't even recognize. Like, people don't even know it's him. He lives in this little town right next to the town I'm in Jersey, right over the bridge from Philly.
Yeah.
And people, you might see him just walking down the street.
He seems like just like a good kid.
Real down to earth.
Yeah, Joe. Look, he's been humbled by the game. He got the chance to shine because he's always been a pretty good quarterback, but he's got a chance to shine. But there he goes. Here's what I'm saying. Now, here we go. Spring training starts. Who's the starter? You got the young gun Carson Wentz who took you all the way.
I know, right?
But there's a guy who won you the Super Bowl. So that's it.
The way they're talking, if Wentz is ready, I think Wentz is starting.
Of course, he's got to start.
Kind of is a change for Foles.
But you know what is? Yes and no. And I'll tell you what. Foles is probably smart enough to understand they had to pay him this year. They got to pay him to keep him because everyone else wanted him. So he's going to make a good buck, and it prolongs his career. Because the less games he's in, he's not getting hurt, and it prolongs his career. So, and that's why there's a lot of guys who like being backups. A lot of guys extended their career. They got a good payday. You know, I mean, I get it.
Bernie Kosar, perfect example.
Bernie's a little hometown cat. Yeah. So I just, so everybody's looking forward to that. Besides this, before I got one more quick, this and then one more, and I'll let you go. Before this, what was the last championship? Was it the Flyers or was it the 80 or?
No, it was the Phillies won in 2008.
2008. Okay, there we go. I said before that, what was 83? Was the Sixers? What was the Flyers?
83, 80 Phillies. And then before that was the 60 Eagles, but before they had a Super Bowl.
No, but what was the Flyers? Did the Flyers ever win? They had one, didn't they?
Flyers, last time they won back-to-back, 74 and 75.
They had Bobby Clark then?
Time the Flyers won.
Is that when they had Bobby Clark?
Pennant.
They had Bobby Clark back then?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You don't think I know my hockey? How about that?
Now, see, I gotta jump in here now because he teed off another little karma weird thing here. The 1960 Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Am I mistaken in saying that their quarterback was Norman Van Brocklin?
Yes, it was.
And Norman Van Brocklin in 1961 was the very first head coach of the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, my man.
How weird is that?
How about that?
And they were a great team. 60, Eagles. I always still think the best Eagle ever was Chuck Bednarik.
Chuck Bednarik. He was the only two-way man.
Well, he was the boxing commissioner in Scranton, Pennsylvania for a long time.
Oh, was he?
He died.
Wow. Was he? He just recently died. I read that. Oh, Chuck Bednarik.
Tougher than shoe leather.
Oh, Joey, he went both ways. He was the last of the two-way guys.
He's the last player ever play both ways.
That's right.
And
how did his? Hey, Joey, none for none. How did his face look?
Oh, well, probably a little bit worse than mine.
No, I'm just saying he looked like a fighter, right? He looked like a real fighter, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looked, and he had mangled fingers, and you would have thought he was like an ex-heavyweight fighter.
There you go.
And he was tough. I mean, even at 80 years old, he tapped you on the shoulder, and it was like, oh my God, like what the hell was that? He just got hit by a brick.
Quasimodo.
Joey, I told you, you have a construction company there, correct?
Yes.
I remember you had a construction company. And what else do you? Do you have any other businesses there? Besides, you're a cut man.
I have an auto salvage business.
Salvage?
I have an auto salvage business with junk cars and everything. And so I'm constantly busy with everything I'm doing.
Anything else you do?
Yeah. Well, that making movies.
There you go.
I'm
you're stammering
now.
What?
A new foray of fixing cuts and stuff.
There you go. Anything else?
This Saturday night in Wyoming, where I was crucial in getting bare knuckle boxing.
Bare knuckle boxing, that's right. Wyoming started that back, right?
Yep.
Joey, that's brutal.
That's got to go this Saturday night in Wyoming. I got to go out there and play Hopalong Quesadilla.
That's right. That's right. I heard. There's the first one. There's my bride. She's driving it. There's
first time ever this will have happened. I am going, me along with John Scully. You know, the Iceman. John Scully, former light heavyweight. Right. Me and him are going to commentate the show, but I'm also going to be the cut man for both sides. The whole show.
Weird.
There you go.
So I'm going to be wearing a microphone.
And going back?
And as the guys cut, I'm going to be telling you what's going on, and then come back down.
So how are we going to? What if they're both cut? How are we going to go? How are we going back and forth to both cut?
I do that for cage fights all the time.
Back and forth.
To me, it's nothing. It's nothing. To me, it's nothing.
He's that good. He's that good.
Joey, is that all you do? Is your line of business? Is that all you do?
Well, yeah, I got an auto salvage business and a cement contracting business.
Right, I got that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
Is that it? Yeah, you know.
Is that
and
it?
I make limoncello.
I don't know, man. You got
So
a
basically, I'm a
salvage
bootlegger.
business. You got
I
a
do that
cart.
on the side, you know.
Well, I'm sorry. What do you got on the side? What do you got on the side?
I make limoncello and anisette and
There you
Amaro
go.
and
There you go.
Sambucas and all that stuff, and I sell that kind of on the side. You know, it's like, you know, I'm a little bit of like, I guess, a bootlegger. You know.
I don't know. Okay, I mean, I just want to know because you're a plethora. You got many things going on. Many things. We making any pizzas? Weren't you a pizza maker too at one time?
Yeah, I used to have a tomato pie place in South Philadelphia, years ago. Yeah, so on Fridays, if I'm not somewhere to fight, I'm making them for my family.
I heard
in my
you.
backyard.
I heard you used to teach people how to make pies.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I knew you were going to bring that story up.
Well, I'm asking.
I just
said, what else you do? I asked what else you do. You make pies. Pizza pies. My brother's just walking in. Hello, love. How are
As
you?
little as certain guys would send me around to, you know, collect their money sometimes years ago.
We're on the air. We are live.
And
That's
so
okay.
the
No,
guy
no.
said- calls the guy.
Wait.
and he said, "Go over there and
Joey, hold up. We got to interrupt. I want to hear this. Go back. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said from the beginning. What'd you say?
All right, you know,
What?
as little as I am, I guess, from being a fighter or whatever, you know, some of these certain guys in the neighborhood, they like me to collect their money for them.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Money,
Go ahead.
you know, to get a pizza place open.
There
You
you
know,
go.
so he says, go over to that shop and get, the guy owes like $390, whatever it was, some stupid amount. So I walk in, I mean, it ain't 2 minutes. He says, yeah, you know, okay. I walk in, the guy's standing there, and he goes, I said, yeah. I said, Louis wants his money. And he goes, yeah, I don't have it. I go, well, I look down, and there's a giant butcher knife on the table. And I said, well, we got a problem then. I picked it up, and he goes, oh, shit. And he real quick slaps out the money, rolled up in a big knot. Slaps it and said, all right, here it is. And I'm like, counted it out. It was exactly the amount, like some stupid amount. I was like, you had the money. Like, what? He goes, I just figured I'd give it a shot. And I'm like,
Gotta give it a shot. You gotta give it a shot.
You got to admire that guy's guts.
You got it.
I said, what's the matter with you, right? And he goes, well, hey, and I'm all mad now. I'm like kind of pissed. But then he goes, hey, I heard you know how to make pizzas. I said, yeah, I know how to make pizzas. He's like, I'm having a problem here with the dough and everything. And then he's like, could you help? I'm like, wait a minute. I just almost cut your finger off, and you want me to show you how? And he goes, could you? And I'm like, all right. I'm over there. I wound up, you know, guys called me. He's going, guy Lou's going, where are you? I'll be over in a minute. I'm showing this guy how to make pizzas. I said, you know why I'm going to help you? Because so that you can be successful and not have a bad pizza, so you can pay this guy, yo, the dumb you want to borrow money off him.
You can't make this stuff up, folks. You cannot make this stuff
It's
up.
the craziest story. I mean, I literally walked around the corner. It wasn't even 2 minutes. He said, yeah, send them over for the money. I walk in, and the guy's like, oh, shit, I don't have it. I'm like, what do you mean? You know, and he slaps it on. I mean, it was the dumbest, craziest thing, but he figured, oh, I'd give it a shot. You know,
Joe, gotta give it a shot. Gotta give it a
yeah.
shot.
And I said, yeah, well, you know, you want to be able to borrow again, or you want to not, you want to be able to open the damn place up. I said, you don't. That guy's gonna own your pizza shop.
You don't want to. You don't want to deal with the shies. You don't tell him, Joe. You don't want to deal with the shies. You don't want to deal with them.
No, you never want to deal with that.
the
That's
shies,
a
man.
last resort. You know. And the guy wound up, you know, I showed him how to make the dough. He was messing it up, so I showed him everything what I would know, and he wound up having a successful pizza shop.
There you go.
So
Can't beat that. So now, the moral of the story, young ladies and gentlemen, are Joey I, with all his other successful business, is a successful pizza maker. That's the moral of the story. Joey, I love you, man. I love you.
Story is always pay your bills.
Love you. Can't get enough of you. Hey, we need to pay your bills. That's the other moral story. Is pay your bills, folks. Do pay your bills. Uncle Sam does not wait. Neither does Joey I and his people in the Philly family. So, Joey I, my guy. Joey, I can't thank you enough, man. You made this one of the best shows. You made this one of the best shows.
Oh, thank you. No, I was so honored that you called me. I told you,
I
the whole
appreciate
thing when they were putting me in this museum.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Joey's getting inducted. Now listen to this. Joey's getting inducted. I'm telling my bride. See, Joey's getting inducted. The Philadelphia Italian American immigrant Joe was born in Italy, Sicily actually, Palermo, but was orphaned and adopted. Come to America. Joe, how old you were? One. How old were you when you came to America?
Yeah, I was about a year old.
About a
yeah,
year old.
when I got
Okay.
adopted. Yeah. Yeah.
So he came. He's raised in Philly. He's telling me the story. So he's being honored by the Philadelphia Immigrant Association. That's a good way of saying it, Joe.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
Joe, can you see me on this?
Yeah.
No, you can't see me. The things. Ladies and gentlemen, am I being blocked? No, now I'm not. You just blocked me, Joe. He put this thing on the screen where people can't see me. All you see is my hand going back and forth. Anyhow, so my guy Joey and they just honored. So I called him, said, "You gonna be on the show?" I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm being honored." I said, "When?" He goes, "What's going on now?" He picked up the phone. This must be exciting. He picked up the phone. Joe, I got nothing but love for you, my brother. Got nothing but love for you. I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, pal.
Okay?
Love you.
Same here,
All
brother.
right, Ray.
Thank
I'll
you
talk
so
to
much.
too,
Thank
pal.
you. Thank you.
I'll see you, buddy.
Take care. Take
All
care.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My bride, they said, Brian, you want to come over? We're going to say goodbye? You want to come and say goodbye?
Hey, Ray, before we get out of here, I got a quick note from our friend Fast Freddy, and this is
Fast
going to
Freddy.
give us a couple of guest ideas for future shows. Because we should have Freddy on sometime.
Yeah, we've got to have him on.
But here's another one.
But be interesting. Be interesting, Freddy. Make it
Yesterday.
interesting.
Well, I want you, Freddie, to show you the how to break my stones. Like, he just is the best guy,
There he is.
like busting chops on any human being. He'll know you for 2 minutes and he'll start busting your chops and have you laughing. But also, yesterday was the 27th anniversary of the release of the Van Halen album for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Was that right?
We should talk about that next week.
my
We should
man.
try to get Sammy on.
Yeah. We could do that, yeah. Well, yesterday was the
Yesterday was the 27th anniversary.
27th anniversary. Yesterday. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? 27 years.
We'll have more time to rock that next week because you got to go see John Fogerty and
Yes,
ZZ Top.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the show. We had a lot of fun doing it. Hope you enjoyed listening to it. Again, if you enjoyed the show, join us next time. We'll be on Thursday. Again, we're going back at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. We'll be on 5. This time we're a little early because of concert. You know, things. Life gets in the way. So Thursday we're back at 5 o'clock. So if you like the show, please tell your friends. We need to get listeners, man. For us to stay on, we need listeners. If you didn't care for the show, keep it to yourself. Nobody cares.
The hell with you.
So again, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. So take care of each other, love each other. Good night. God bless.